This is the first time that I've
Now
done
we are
this. Oh, now we are okay. Now we are live. I'm sorry. We've been trying to figure this thing out because I've never done this before on YouTube. So Kezzy over here is trying to tell me, no, we're not live yet. Now we are live.
Yeah, we are
Now
live.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so welcome once again to Afri+CAN podcast. So nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. So today I decided I'm going to change things a little bit and bring it to a kind of like different setting, and I've got a special guest, so she deserves a special setting.
Hey.
Now, let me tell you how I know this person. Oh, no, let me give you an introduction first, in case you have never watched this. But you can go and subscribe to YouTube, watch our videos. We've done a couple of videos whereby I've interviewed a couple of guests where we're talking about media-related matters. It can be in production, in marketing, in distribution, in training, anything. So I want to know, what is Africa doing today? And what can we do to make our industry better? So this lady that I'm seated with here today, I met her 23, 24, maybe even more years than that, without disclosing the age, okay? But she's very proud of her age, and so am I. And so am I. And she's done amazing work in the industry. She's been a content distributor. She has produced a couple of works. She is a franchise owner of some formats, which she's going to tell us about today. So if you want to jump on board there. And she's also many more things. But I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, right? Because I feel like maybe I'm not really doing justice
to her
introduction. So, Kezzy, welcome to Afri+CAN.
Wow, asante sana.
Tell us,
Yeah,
who are you?
Where do I begin? Oh
from wherever. It's okay. We got time. We got time. We're chilling.
Oh my God, I wear so many hats. It's difficult to start, but I think let me just start with saying that I'm a lover of content. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of content. Yes. I love content from wherever it comes from. I don't care, as long as it's captivating. So that's number one. But now me, I'm a mother of 3 beautiful, amazing kids.
They are amazing. They are.
Yeah.
And one of them is following in her footsteps as a writer. I'll tell you that story later. But right now we are talking about the mother.
So she's the eldest, Kelly. She is going to 17 next month.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm getting old. And then my son is 15. My son is 15, and then my little last bunny is 9. So those are my world. I can say. Yeah, what else? How can I introduce myself again? Let's see.
Maybe let's start with also your parents. I've met your dad. Her father is like the most wonderful person I have ever met as a dad.
And he's fun.
He's awesome. He's awesome. So I can see where she gets it. She gets it from him.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Yeah. So
and the mom is also.
My mom is amazing
awesome as well. Yeah.
Actually, my mom.
And then you've got 4.
One brother.
One brother
who's in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Australia. Honestly, you should come back home. That's the problem. I always tell my mom should have had more kids, so that we'd be only 2 of us. So he's there, I'm here, and I'm like, okay, all right.
Oh, so you're parted.
Yes.
Oh,
so
you're strange.
Nephews and
but you can do a movie like this where you run to each other and you listen and you do a high five.
Oh my God, this is what I was saying. Somebody, I wish technology would be so we like zoom in and zoom out because flights are expensive to go there.
What is he doing there?
He's IT expert mostly.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
So that's what he does. He works for a non-governmental organization which he loves, and his wife works in health, I think. Then they have 2 amazing boys, twins, and a girl.
Oh,
I never seen I haven't seen the boys yet.
Have you been to Australia?
Yes, I have several
Oh,
times.
okay.
That was before the kids.
I hear they're looking for workers.
They
Like
always
the
do.
employment, whatever. It's like the industry is kind of like
Yeah, but also the economy is
the economy actually, not the
Yeah.
industry. Yeah, it's not doing
Yeah,
very well. So
not doing
I
very
keep
well.
getting these emails and these notifications
You
that
go to Australia.
yeah, come to Australia. We'll cater for this and the other. And then now there are also scammers.
That's the thing.
There are also scammers now who come to you and say, "I can get you to Australia for just like $5,000 or something."
No,
and I'm like, no.
My brother tells me I wish I could come back home, but he loves it there. The kids are just adjusted because they're all born there. So they're like, if they come, they'll be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's great.
But yeah. So yeah. So my parents have made my mom amazing. She just got a job with government. Actually, it was a shock. She had retired from UON. She was a professor there.
UON, University of Nairobi?
Yeah.
That's where my daughter is studying right now.
She retired. She used to be the director of
nursing. And I didn't cash this in.
Imagine. She had been there so she retired on her birthday last year. She was like,
okay.
I'm done.
All
so
right.
when she thought she had retired, then she got nominated by the governor of Nairobi to head the Omoni School of Health, chairman there. So she's so excited
she's
about
a
that.
doctor.
She's a nurse. She's a midwife by profession.
Still, she's in medicine.
She's in medicine.
Okay.
But she's a midwife. Then she just grew. She became a doctor. Then now she's a professor. So
ooh.
I know. So some of us, she looks at me, when are you doing your master's? Mom, one day I will thinking about it. I don't know what I want to do, so don't kill me.
Do you really think you need it?
I know. I honestly,
with your experience,
I don't.
And let's jump into that. Your experience. You've been in the media industry for years.
Yeah.
I think I even found you there, right?
But not for long. I think I just entered. Okay,
I found her there. She's older. I found her there.
She's lying.
Yeah. But yeah, so tell us about that.
Whoa, oh my God. Let me start from what I studied, because what I studied and what I do are two different things. I went to SIU and I did an IBA in marketing. So that is what my degree is. But I apply sometimes.
Your degree is in marketing.
Is in marketing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So I went to Nation for my internship in '99. And that's the time when now they were building the studios for Nation TV.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was there.
So I told my boss, when we go up there, don't forget me. So we go together. He was like, yeah, come to marketing. But when I went to marketing at Nation TV, when it launched, that was in '99.
Mm-hmm. I remember. I actually have the dates. Nation FM launched in September.
Yeah. Nation
TV launched in December.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we were there looking all confused.
Yes.
Because it was a new thing. So I went into marketing and then could find where my footing was. But I loved TV so much. I was like, I want to move to acquisition of content, which was unscheduling.
Right.
So I had to convince my boss. So he was not convinced. I stayed there for a while. Then when he left, he got a good job. He left, and Fatma came in.
Yeah.
Now Fatma was head of marketing, but
a wonderful lady, by the way. Wonderful lady. She taught her. She mentored her.
Yes, she did.
Yes,
she did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fatma Bashir, wherever you are.
Yeah, we love you.
That lady had so much energy. Oh my God, she's like go.
Yeah,
she's an energy bunny. But anyway,
she still has the same energy. By the way,
I haven't seen her for a long
I haven't also seen her in a while.
Yeah,
but we keep
bumping into each other.
No.
Yeah.
Seeing posts, here and there and all that. I think she's doing amazingly
well. Oh my God,
which is awesome.
You couldn't keep her down. I swear. Yeah. That lady, hey, Fatma, you just
and then Miss Kashero.
Yes. And then this was the best.
Yeah.
So then now we moved with Dennis, because I remember it was not Dennis who I was with as my boss. So when he moved with Dennis to and Nation TV, not NTV, Nation TV.
Yes. Yeah. Before it was rebranded.
Yeah, and it was so fluid to the point where I could do several things. People did not know what I used to do. That was the weirdest thing. And I remember Tony Gadesha asking
I'm very curious about you. What did you do?
I used to do customer service. I used to do marketing. So all the launches and everything, the agencies, we used to run around for that. I used to go down to do print paper.
Really?
Be designed. Yes, that's why you never really used to see me. I used to be up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'll be either on the second floor. So
you know, this up down can be misconstrued. So
okay. I meant we used to be on the 6th floor. Sorry, we used to be on the 6th floor. We were based on the 6th floor. So and then paper used to be from 4th to 2nd.
Yeah.
So I used to be on the 2nd floor, making sure that all our advertisements and all the ads had been done, and I've gotten ads from O&M to come and what's it called? To come to we go to the. It's crazy. So Fatma used to be like, make sure the ads are in. So all our shows, ads, our Nation FM ads, all that used to be done with the agency. So I used to also liaise with the agency. So go down and make sure we have a paper page. You actually had to camp there for 3 hours, not to be thrown out of the pagination.
So how did you then move from that to distribution? Yes, I know distribution is about sales, and I keep saying this. Distribution is about selling. But how did you find that kind of natural path to move into that?
Okay, I honestly did not think much about it. What happened was, okay, now that let me start from. Let me go back.
Yeah, so go back.
So now what happened was I met a good mentor called Pamela Mwai. I don't know if you remember her.
No, I worked with her.
Yeah. Yes. And she I used to get overwhelmed because she's the only person who used to do the acquisitions and selection and everything. So I asked her when I'm not busy on this side, because I really wanted to do this. That I like when I saw what she was doing, I was like, that is what I want to do from day one.
Okay.
So that's how I shifted. So she is the one who guided me through how to acquire, what to look for, and then now from there I started getting my footing. And an interview came through in May. I think it was in May or April in KTN. They were looking for an acquisition person. So I moved to KTN. Then grew through the ranks. So we acquired content, international content that was different.
You brought some very good telenovelas, I remember, into the country. La Mujer de mi vida. Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So that was the first.
I hated her for that. And actually, because seriously, I'm like, why are you bringing international content? And we've got our own telenovelas. Your Vitimbi, yes. Did we? Our Vitimbis, our Viojas, our Kini Machos, our whatever. Those are not telenovelas.
Remember, the industry was so, oh my God, it was so not that developed back then.
It still isn't. but we are hoping to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened was that now, as I grew that and I started going to markets, especially Sitengi. Actually, Sitengi is what made me think about content distribution. So Sitengi used to be held in Cape Town.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's where African producers used to come and meet with
international stakeholders.
Not even international stakeholders.
Okay.
It was more, when it started, when I went, it was basically they would connect producers to TV stations. So they can sell their content. And then
so it was B2B.
Yes, it was B2B.
Okay.
But also at the same time, now when international people had African people are going to, or stations are going to be there, they say coming, but there were not that many. I think they were like 10%. They were not that busy.
Well, we didn't have those many stations then because the digital migration or whatever thing just started the other day. So we didn't. Yeah. So by the time the days of Sitengi, I remember this very well.
Yeah.
And even other film festivals and content markets that used to happen at the time, there weren't so many platforms for you to be able to deliver your content.
True.
So you
True,
really
true.
had to struggle and try and find content. So, but what I find amazing about this is you took up that mantle when things were hard and difficult,
Yeah.
but you made it happen.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you had a distribution firm called CCD.
Africa. Yes, that was my baby.
Maybe you need to give birth again to it.
I have great media now is. Yes,
because you are one of the you set the pace, so to speak.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people that I know in the industry who decided I'm going to take up this challenge as a distributor when nothing was really kicking or happening.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look young, but she did this. And this is why I respect her a lot. But what gave you the motivation to do that? Why did you decide to do that? And how did that?
For me, honestly, it was where there were two. It was twofold because we had distributing African content to African channels and then international content to African channels. So let me start with the first strategy, which was Africa to Africa, which was basically no one used to talk to each other. It was more of if you have Nigerian movies, they will stay there. They will not come to they will not come to another place, and they really had some really good content. And remember last time we were watching stuff in VHS, so the quality was not that good.
No, it wasn't.
So, but I got some really good. I think it was a series. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was based in a hospital, and I bought it for NTV. I can't remember what it was called.
Grey's Anatomy.
It was an African one from Nigeria.
African one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it did very well. And people were like, "Oh, we are seeing. We're not used to ER and the usual, but it's good to see an African story. Big. Okay, it's a hospital.
Yeah.
But we showed it at NTV. I'm trying to remember the name was. I can't remember what it was. And he's gonna kill me. I'm so sorry. I can't remember.
It's okay. We'll just Google. Google is your friend.
So you'll kill me. But he was my first person who had faith in me to sell content for him from Nigeria. So I did. And every time I look for content, up to today, I still look for him because we have that kind of relationship. So, and then also I sold one from Tanzania to NTV as well. That time, they were launching, what is the other station called? Not NTV. The one
NTV, there was NTV, KTN, Citizen.
No. This one was part of Nation Media.
Part of Nation Media?
Yes.
QTV?
QTV.
Okay.
Now, this was Swahili content. So I was looking for something like that. So we got that also for QTV. So it's more of trying to get in touch with the producers and see if you can be able to get a deal. We sold some stuff to airlines as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was more of, that was the strategy. And the other strategy was international content to Africa was because the international producers were finding it very difficult to penetrate into Africa. So, and then they were saying it's not worth the cost because we don't spend a lot of money. So it would be like little, like they found that it's too much energy for little money. So I was like, yeah, okay, so I can do that for you. Just give me, we have an agreement. I do everything. I follow up on whatever you need, and then all you just need to do is just sign me and give me my commission, and I'm good.
And then you're good to go.
Yes, yeah. So that's how it started. So the guys were like, Africa is not. So that's why actually I was able to make it an easier inroad to African stations because most international people like they're not. If you can get 3 or 4 people who can come together, they can give you a good deal. Then maybe I can think about it. So I had to convince people that Africa is viable.
Is that how CCD came up?
That's how CCD came up. Yeah.
All right.
So I was telling them that Africa is viable. Yes, people want good content, international content, good movies, but no one goes to the international market. It's too expensive. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I've actually been trying to get to Cannes. And I told her this the other day. Every year I plan and I'm like, I'm going to go to Cannes. I'm going to go to Cannes. I'm going to go to Cannes. I've never made it there. It's bloody expensive.
I actually got membership for being there for over 10 years. They give you a special card. I've not used it. I need to use it.
Say what now?
Yeah, I've been doing that for almost, I think I did 11 years, and I really want to go back because I've missed it.
Yeah, and you're not going back because
I'm not going back because of money.
but you're being sponsored.
No, not fully, but yeah. This year, I'm hoping I can be able to go. Yeah, maybe we can go together.
I should have brought on a different guest, not this one. This one is being sponsored, and she's refusing to accept sponsorship.
No.
I'll even take a dime, you know, like Oliver. Oh, may I have some more?
May I? But no, it's not fully. But it's just more like it's an access card to different things, and especially
no, but this is interesting, Kezzy, because maybe I know you very well, but maybe this is something we have never really discussed before.
Sure.
So you got into distribution and you made something out of that.
Yeah.
How did that work for? Is it a lucrative business? Because right now we are talking to people who might be considering how to get into distribution, into sales, into marketing. What would you say, so to speak?
Mine is a little bit difficult because different aspect, because I entered the market when it was difficult to enter. Right now, I think it's easier to enter the market because there are inroads. I mean, we've dug the
whole digital convergence thing and all that blah blah blah.
Yeah. It's a little bit easier, but slightly harder again, because now if you are dealing with that strategy, if you're saying the second one, most African stations are moving into African content. So
yes,
so it's been difficult for
me. African content,
yes. And now the only problem with I can give you an experience for the content that I went to CAN with, and the problem was the standards are still very low. So even if I was to take content to international, who by the way love some of our content, by the way, but we failed completely when it came to sound levels and picture levels, and then also they felt that we drag a lot, like we really need to get everything, and they're like, no, we got pace. So I think where I have failed, and I think hopefully I'll be able to change
you
that.
Haven't failed.
No,
you've just been challenged.
Yes.
You've just been challenged.
He's trying to communicate that to
Let
our
me move your
producers.
I think your microphone is a little bit interfering with your face.
My pretty face.
Actually, by the way, Rogers, our IT guy, these microphones look like maybe we are eating them. But anyway, so yeah, moving them a little, I think that's a little
but
bit
you can
better.
hear.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So I think what is that communication? What are the levels or the standards that are required? Because people are willing to take Swahili content as long as you give a transcript, and you can be able to translate that to their languages.
Yeah.
So I'll take my biggest let's say lesson comes from K-pop and K-drama.
What's K-pop?
K-pop is Korean drama.
Korean
pop music that BTS and stuff make it listen to that all the time. I end up listening to that music. But it's good music and it's clean music. And there's K-drama, which is what I'd started campaigning for in 2002. It became popular.
For real?
Yeah.
And now it's popular now?
Now it's popular now. See, the problem is when you're, what's it called? Pioneer. People laugh at you because they're like, this one, Asian, no one would be interested. Boom. Asia now is big. Now most of the stuff that people watch on Netflix is K-drama.
Yes, that's true.
Because no one's.
So you played a role in that partially.
I think what I did was, and I thank the Korean embassy for this, is they're the ones who actually sparked my interest for it. Then they took me there, and then I started learning about their culture and most of all how they do things, and they were on another level, much higher than even American standards. That's where I was telling, if you want to start learning anything about production, just
Go to Asia.
Just go to Asia. Don't even bother with American stuff.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, so that's where it started, and from there now I started learning about their storylines, how they do their storylines, and that's how, funny enough, my daughter got into writing.
Yes,
Mhm.
your daughter is in writing.
She's
Yes.
writing.
Yes.
She's an author. She's done 2 books, and I'm so proud of her. And one special one for me. That is not for everyone.
Oh,
That's just for me. I got it for Christmas.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and she started. Her influence is actually Asian based, so she's been reading a lot of online web novels, a lot.
So somebody who wants to get into the industry, especially not necessarily writing, but
Yeah.
more so, I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
at your career, marketing and distribution.
Yeah.
What do they need to know? Is there a special school? Is it by experience? Is it through connections? Or how does somebody really get into that? Because I just landed into it just by chance. You know, at times, you know the way you trip, you fall, and you're like, oh, okay.
And then she took over from me. But no, I don't. I definitely not. Definitely not a school. This is something that you have to have the street smart for.
I like that.
Yeah. So you have to have the street smart for it. You have to actually, now my marketing kicks in here, because you understand what your customer is looking for, and you have to, but before you even go to talk to them and say, I have 1 or 2, 3 things I think you'd be interested in, is to actually know who they are, what the target audience is. So you have to learn that, and then after that, now when you recommend it, because there's a million titles, they are like all over.
Mhm.
People have picked the weirdest of titles. I'm like, why is that one? But it's because they understand their audience. And I'm like, okay, now I don't discriminate on content. I always say I'm a lover of content from everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
But also, I've also found that people are not bold enough, especially stations. They go with the formula that works, and the things that made the stations I worked for when I was acquiring content was think outside the box. That's why we got things like Hell's Kitchen, for example. It was a reality show, yes, but it was so different and edited because of the language.
Yeah.
And now that we know what it was, and then we got something like Sopranos, for example. It was not normal content that somebody would get. It was very edgy kind of content.
But let me ask you something, Kezzy.
Yeah.
Because this is not my feeling, my thoughts.
Yeah.
What the media puts out there is what the consumers basically are able to get.
Yes.
So don't you think that we also play a role in influencing the consumer's decision? Because if we give them telenovelas, they will believe telenovelas are the best thing to be seen from Nigeria or Mexico or whatever.
Now Turkey.
If we get, so so what are you doing in that perspective?
It's difficult because I'm not really based into one station, and it's basically, I feel that internet things have opened up, so guys should be able to explore. But at the same time, we are not. I don't believe we are feeding right now the audience with good content.
You hear that?
We are not
you
yet.
Hear that? So don't blame me the next time I keep telling you, please go and look for Vitimbi. Okay.
True. By the way,
yeah,
I feel
one of the greatest Kenyan shows, by the way.
Honestly,
absolutely.
Okay. All right, I think I have something to play there a little bit, because when we went to Ebru, I worked for Ebru for a while, and we got some really interesting content. But it was captivating, but nothing enriching, I can say. It was because we had to take content. We just take, like, we have cameras, we will shoot. We never promoted any of our producers, so we never really got like really good content where somebody can write and you can actually see the story, the storyline. So everyone, what people have done is they go for the quick fixes, which I understand,
to make the bucks.
Yes, because now not everyone is okay. At that time, I can tell you, everyone was really struggling. So by the time you have to fill the airtime, but it's because we had cameras, so we had to think of quick fixes, like we can interview people. That's the quick fix. But no one is thinking of, I need to bring script writers, and we have a storyline, and we build something. Then also, they forget that there's also another streamline. Once you have a really good series, it doesn't have to be done here. You can distribute the content everywhere else. I think TV stations are very stuck in what are we going to feel on air today, but they don't think strategically. I always tell people, think of the most international BBC, government run. I'm not talking about private, government run. Most of the stuff, if I go to CAN, is content they have shown, and now they have a whole portfolio. They even increase it every year. This is 2022 and 23 catalog. It keeps growing. But us, I don't think we have thought beyond the eye. I can tell you, I even tried talking to stationers, what content do you have that I can sell?
So, as a distributor and marketer, what do you look for?
Honestly, I look for.
I mean, when you're listening to the stations and the demands and from the customer, but what do you look for?
Okay, I study two things. One is how risk averse the station is, in terms of, are they people who will stick to the normal, or do they look for content that is really jazzy, like they could be like, ooh, that is.
Oh, so they are risque.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Which I can say, I can
Not
count
many
one
people.
person who I know.
Okay.
Most people go with the tried and true, and unfortunately, people, I don't think that they think beyond today. They think now. What can I feel airtime now? So you feel the airtime, yes. The audience is like, oh, okay, let's go get a video from our pirate guy over there or my guy over there. And they're the ones who are making money, not stations. But it's because stations have allowed that to happen because they're not producing good content or putting good content on air. Then the restriction for the 60-40, I don't know about other countries, but 60-40 here made it even worse. Because they said, yes, we're going to do 60-40, but they're not supported anyone in terms of building that. There's no talent that is being developed. There is no, I think there's only Mnet that does that. But I'm talking about local stations who belong to us. No one has thought of, I want to build content that I can sell, because content it's like real estate. It gives you back.
It's currency.
Yeah, it's a currency. So it gives you back. So if they could think that way, it makes life so much easier, and you would be able to sustain yourself. So you are marketing your content, which brings in a revenue stream, but also at the same time you can actually even sell sponsorship. You remember that show that I can't remember the name. I'm horrible with names. I'm so sorry. But it was sponsored by Alfred Mutua. You know the Alfred Mutua show?
The show that he did. Cobra Squad.
But let me tell you something. Yes, he sold the content to NTV, but did anyone see the amount of advertising in that show? It is not about her. It's about and they can sell that content again. You can even do a rerun again.
I'm sorry, Alfred, if you're watching this. I'm sorry, but that show, the way you just brought out Airtel was just terrible. I mean, you cannot start saying, Ebu, send me your number. Tell me your number. I'm on Airtel 0733. Come on.
But
for
too
me,
much. Yes,
that product placement.
It was horrible, but there's a lesson there. You can make your money, and producers are scared of actually doing content because it's like, how do I make money? And they feel that distribution is one area that they can make all their money. I think I don't know if you've had this conversation. Said my production costed $3,000 per episode. Yes. I want to make $3,500 from you, and whatever you make. And I'm like, no. That's when you look at content. Don't look at it that way. Look at before you start how you can make money, during how you can make money, and after. Yeah. And distribution now becomes a real estate thing where you can actually take that. You can't put it on the shelf, so you can go to the next station. Another country. So it still can give you 10 years of good.
I've got two questions for you.
Yeah.
Let me start with the first one, just borrowing from your conversation.
Yes.
Piracy.
Yeah.
Is there any way to avoid that? I know you're not a legalist person or whatever in all that, but as a distributor, how can we be able to avoid piracy? Because a lot of producers have lost money from people torrenting.
Yes.
or buying DVDs or
Yep.
whatever off the market
Yep.
at 50 bob and all that. How can you play, or rather, not you as Kezzy, but as a distributor? Yeah,
yes.
is there a role that we can play to be able to avoid
I think
such instances?
I tried. I'm just looking at the conversations we had that back then, and our government. I think there's no networking between the different copyright agencies in the world, not
Mhm.
only Kenya, in the world. So what happened was like somebody will come and put like I went to one of, I won't name which guy, those guys of the estate.
Mhm.
The only license they're given is a license to like film products. You know that license that you're given,
Mhm.
but that means already they're not questioning how you're getting your content
Mhm.
to be able to sell. So our government fails there.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Shame on you. Shame on you, government.
so it fails
You.
there. And then now, because now no one, they really tried. They tried at the beginning to take these DVDs and try to, ban them and to teach a lesson. But I'm telling you, it never did anything. So the guy will just come, okay, you've taken, they come, they pick their stuff. The next day, he has his CDs already being produced. Now we don't even need CDs anymore. Just go give your stick, and
yeah,
and it's done. And then we are done.
it's terrible. I just received a message today from a producers network that I'm with, and it says, if you can see here, let me go to the right page here.
Okay.
It says that arts, entertainment, and recreation
yes,
and revenue in the year of 2021 and 2022 at 0.2%. Is this really accurate?
Nah, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
That's not
I don't
true.
believe it either.
I know people who've built homes with pirating of
not even
content.
not even that.
Yeah.
We create content.
Yeah.
We distribute content.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things in the arts.
Yeah.
But most of them are usually relegated to tourism.
If
somebody's coming, exactly.
Exactly.
If somebody's coming, whatever, supplying, manufacturing. But most of these activities are actually related to media and the industry that we're doing.
Yeah.
So how are we being given 0.2? That's BS, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just think there's just so much the government can do. One, when you did your 60-40 split, my question was, then what? Yeah, it's a good thing. Then what? How are you building like script writers academies? How will people learn how to write scripts from there? Then what services would you do? You give loans to get equipment? Nah, nothing like that. Do you give licenses much easier? Because I remember the last governor, I think we were being charged to go film. Yeah, now at least it's free. Such things like you want to make money from us, but you're not willing to support the industry.
Yeah.
That you only say we're putting a policy of 60-40. Yes. Then what? That's why most stations don't stay on air for long, because they can't even afford that. The licensing just to go on air is, let's just put,
I think I read in the last I think it was Media Council of Kenya report or something.
Yeah.
Whereby we are barely scratching the surface on the 60-40 quota in terms of local content.
Yep.
Right? However, the media stations claim that they have met the quota because they've got news every day, all the time.
Yep. Now what we get news.
Does that really add up to us in terms of, again, I speak from a distribution perspective.
Yeah.
Because this is all content related.
Yeah.
Look, so does that really add up? Do you know? Can you share some insights with us on that?
Oh yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we calculated it. By the way, news was part of local.
Yeah, I'm not even.
I know.
Right now.
She's like, I can't believe it, but
Yeah.
yes. But again, remember, because of the expensive, what's it called? First of all, let's just agree. There's just this notion that Kenyans like love news. it's not true. That's why news goes for 1.5 hours. And I'm like, no, that's not
But
true.
why does it go for so long if people say that they love it?
They don't
Or they
love
don't?
it. But they don't love it because,
Oh.
again, things are changing. And I think that's why the stations are now struggling because we are consuming news real time. Yeah, we are consuming news
That's
real
right,
time.
411.
Yes,
whatever.
exactly.
Okay.
So even Twitter already, you already know what's happening.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I'm like, can the stations now remove news? Now news should be highlights. 30 minutes, we're done. Moving on to other things.
30 minutes is a long time. It should be 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 minutes, that's it. For the whole day. This is what happened today, 30 minutes, not at the news at 7,
Okay, for the whole day.
9,
Okay, all right,
3.
okay.
Then
Yeah.
they do interviews after that, which takes forever, and analysis. What analysis for what? We don't need analysis for all that stuff. But now give that time to content creators. Because once you do that for content creators and you're able to teach them, for me, standards. Because now from there, I'm able to pick that content, go outside and sell for you. But I have nothing to sell. And then also another thing is language barrier. So you will have something that has got Shen in it. And we have, how many? We have 5 countries that speak Swahili.
Yeah,
About
there
4 or 5, yeah?
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because we've got what, about 500 million speakers?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
Swahili.
BBC has
Yeah.
Swahili. There's
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah.
But he talks Shen. Now I'm even left there. Even like, how do we even start translating? Okay, if we were to do a transcript for this, what would you say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your language.
So what should
restricts
people
you.
do?
I just think just use proper language. Come on, ni Swahili kabisa.
Sanifu.
Or
rather, I said Sanifu the other day. Somebody told me it's not. There's a mfuati.
Ken Walibora. Whatever you are. I mean, God rest your soul. But
yes.
Yeah, he said Sanifu.
Yeah.
And
but now I was told it's called what?
Hana.
Mufti. Yes, that one.
Wait,
I was told nowadays it's not Sanifu, it's Mufti.
Okay, so
yeah.
So if you're speaking, speak it, because Tanzania is one of them, has got amazing storylines. I think you know that.
Yes.
Has amazing storylines. But again, because we are damaging the language, we can't acquire that content because it's too clean of a language. Can you believe? I was actually told that it's too clean of a language.
Really?
I don't think my audience will understand.
So what would be the resolution then? Subtitle?
I don't agree with that,
or?
Because QTV was actually a very successful TV station.
But it
and
died.
They were using but you see, that's a strategic thing. I won't talk about it here, but it was not because it was failing. I'll tell you that for a fact. QTV was not dying. MTV was dying. You've heard of brand cannibalization?
So one.
Yes.
One. Okay.
So they had to make a strategic decision which one to
and of course and not MTV.
That was
the
MTV.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why.
I get
but
it.
Not because.
But that's terrible. Why would you want to do that?
It's a business decision.
No. But the thing is, if you've got one brand that seems successful, it's performing well and all that, why bring it down for another that may not be doing that well? Why don't you
need to be at the NTV studio, boardrooms or Nation Media Group boardrooms?
Now you see, this is what I'm saying. This is the thing with content, because at the end of the day, guys, our media is made up of content. Even when you go to TikTok, that's about content. People who are recording themselves. When you go to YouTube, as we are right now, it's about content. When you go to Facebook, it's about content. So if you have one part of your arm or your body that is performing well, like if my right arm is doing better than my left, why would I sacrifice this for? I mean, it does not make sense.
It doesn't make, but it has to make business sense. And unfortunately, sometimes when you look at things from that side, then creative is not really the most important thing.
I was going to say a couple of words there, but I'm going to restrain myself because I really want to find out about marketing and how Kezzy has been able to market the content that she has held in her palms or in her brain or whatever. Because distribution and marketing go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Can you give us a few insights on the marketing?
Marketing is going to the market. By the way, for real, there's no other way. Like if I had to sacrifice a lot of money to go to CAN for my catalog for Kenyan content, actually East African content. And when I was able to they were in fact shocked to find there's a stand from Africa. It was just me who understand for Africa. And they were like, oh, so guys were coming, oh, you have some content? Oh, okay. But now where now they'll be like, this is really nice, but quality not so good. So there's a need for you to go to market. And then there's also a need to understand relationships, by the way. For me, by the number one is a relationship. So for you to understand the market, you have to have really good relationships for somebody to educate you what Serbia is interested in. You not think about Serbia, but yeah, I had a cooking show that made it almost, apart from sound, to Australia, and they loved it, but sound is what failed. So they were like, we'd love to have it, but the sound was not.
So what are the qualifications or qualities that people look for? I think it's important.
Yeah.
And also how to market, because
marketing.
What are the different avenues or areas that you can look at? Because I know, I can tell you, being a marketer myself, I know at least there are things like promos, trailers, pitch decks, and all that,
but before you reach to promos, trailers, because that usually comes to the content,
Yes.
Usually comes to the content.
It's supposed to.
Yes.
But most people don't know that it's supposed to. Yes.
No, you need to do it.
Especially for upcoming producers. Yeah. I keep asking, where's your trailer? Where's the promo? Where's the poster? Where's all that? These are like things, it's like having a baby and not having diapers or nappies. Right?
That's actually true. Yeah. Actually, if you're looking at that way, yes, the producer plays a big role and I play a big role. I take what you give me to sell.
Yeah.
And I can only sell if the very best way you can be able to package yourself.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you put it badly and it's a really good, how am I supposed to? But just take time for you to listen. And you have to remember, also, I'm looking at it from an acquisition person, a buyer. A buyer has no time because we're always bombarded by all this. Please look at my content. Look at my content. This is good. Blah 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 blah. We are looking at almost 1,000 tips when you come from one of those markets, or trailers or whatever. So you're looking at all that. For you to stand up and say, this looks interesting. Let me put it aside. I'll pay attention to it. Others will be like, like there you look at a magazine.
That's how you just keep flipping.
Yeah, you keep flipping. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a story about. Oh, okay, you don't even finish. This is just. Oh no. Another one just starts. Woo! They're like, no. Moving on. It's just.
Yeah. So, no, absolutely. No, I agree.
I actually used to have one rule. If I don't get or like your content in the first 3 minutes, I'm not watching it. Were they? And that's how I used to choose stuff.
Now you see, this is coming from a distributor. So when you guys tell me and keep asking me questions, kwa nini hujaangalia content yangu, ama hujanirudishia, answered my questions and all that. Yeah, my Kiswahili is not very good. But this is what distributors look for. Yeah. You need to get the real package. You have to package it well. You need to make sure you've got a trailer, you've got a poster, you've got a synopsis, you've got a character bible, you've got maybe even a script of episode 1 or something, if it's a pilot that you know. So do a little bit of research to find out how then the distributor or the marketer can help you.
And also listen to be able us.
Right?
Yeah, actually, one of the biggest things I've ever had is like, this is how I do things. And I'm like, you know how to do your things as a producer, but you don't know how to look at it as a distributor.
Yeah.
And again, I think this is the biggest challenge you've seen. Someone says, I'll do it myself. And I'm like, it's not about you do it yourself. I have my contacts who can help you, but I can't give you my contacts because why don't you tell me them to send to me? I'm like, no. Remember, you're the beggar. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Yes.
And they are the rich people. You're looking for money. So you have to you have to package yourself in such a way that I have to stop and listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a 5 minute elevator pitch kind of thing.
Actually, elevator pitches are 1 minute
Oh, it's a minute. Yeah.
They're 1 minute. If you can't sell yourself in 1 minute, then you're done.
At least I give you 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're very generous. Thank you very much.
It's 3 minutes
for that. So these are the things that you really need to keep in mind. You want to market your content for it to be distributed, for you to be able to sell, for you to make money. It's all about monetization, amortization, and all that. And we're not just talking about TV stations and stuff like that. Where do you distribute? What platforms do you distribute to, Kezzy?
All platforms.
Name them. No, not by name, but by whatever. Free to air. Okay, yes.
Free to air. There's airline. But don't think about it.
As you say, free to air, can you just give
what it means?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, free to air means stations that don't charge you to look at them. For example, KBC or local stations.
They don't charge you to look at them. Basically, they make money from advertising, so it's free to you.
Okay, they don't charge you. But this one, don't make it so expensive.
All right, okay.
Then there is the SVOD, which is subscription.
Okay.
Subscription means something like Mnet, where you have to subscribe every month, or Netflix to be able to
watch the content. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. There's airline, which we did.
In flight.
Yes. So there's in flight.
You skipped pay TV.
See, I'm going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. You see, this is the problem of having
pay TV
distributors at the
no, it's because she has an affiliation to pay TV. So now finally pay TV. So pay TV, which is Mnet and
DSTV.
That's okay.
The others,
DSTV. The rest are Uko Nigeria.
They are still subscription, but then there are also others. There's community screening. There is film festivals.
Okay, see, that's hard.
There's cinema.
That's hard.
You see, I am more knowledgeable than this one.
No.
But she's a guru. Though. She really is a guru.
I took my lane. My lane is the series and
so things that that are digital.
Yes. For festivals and stuff, I'm like, I would want to attend one. Yes, I would like to attend one because I don't know how festivals work.
Really?
Yes, that's your baby.
But you always go to Cannes.
That's different. No, Cannes is not a festival.
It is the Cannes Film Festival.
No.
Are you talking about MIP?
Me, I'm talking about MIP.
Okay, all right. That's a content market.
That's a content market.
Yeah.
Different. But she's the guru when it comes to film, as you can see. Those are her babies. So I can only have one baby. She can have the other baby. But
you're making me sound like a rat. Like I can have 32 babies.
So I just took my lane. My lane is just content, television-based content, internet-based content, that kind of content. Okay. So that's where my babies are. So your baby is more of
so what are your plans right now, Kezzy? What within the distribution? Yes, and marketing, of course.
Yeah. For me, honestly, I'm looking at new ways of distribution.
You can talk to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at them. New ways of distribution.
But actually, it's new ways of distribution. Okay. I feel the way we've been doing things is a little bit old school. So that's one of the reasons why I say I need to research more. Okay, we already have the clients. It's already working with our clients, and we still do it the old way of where we send content and stuff like that. But as a distributor, there should be different ways of how to market your.
Do tell. If it won't be revealing secrets,
it's because I'm still looking in terms of this technology. We have to look at technology as well, which is the one I'm looking at to make it easier for even when you have a product to be able to put it on any platform.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, is how can I get eyeballs to your content? That's actually the question I need to answer, which I don't have an answer right now.
Okay.
I'm still working on it. Okay. Still in the pipeline. But it's how can I get African content, because I'm decided to go the Wakanda way, by the way. I call it the Wakanda way.
But if you look at my banner,
yes,
right behind you, what does it say?
which part?
The top.
Discover Media Pros Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The reason as to why I formed this company is to promote, market, distribute, and create African content.
Yes.
It's all about Africa. And we are even on a podcast called Afri+CAN. I really don't. I was going to use another word.
Yeah.
I mean, the other continents are also
Important,
great
but
because we network with them, we sell our content to them. But right now, it's all about Africa.
Yeah, it is.
There is so much happening here. The content that is being created and developed daily is amazing.
Really good stuff.
Even
me, I'm shocked.
The professionals, even Kezzy, distributing, marketing, and all that. It's just amazing. Like, I am so amazed and I'm so happy to be in this moment at this time in Africa because there's so much happening. Even the talent, the actors, the actresses, the skills, the professional crew. I mean, there's just too much happening.
Yeah.
We have grown. Even the government, as much as maybe we are still waiting for a little bit, concessions here and there, but they're also coming together. Look at the AU, African Union. We are now in discussions talking about how we can be able to make this industry even better because it is a growing industry. So if you're not looking at content in Africa, I promise you in about a couple of months, not years, you will regret it.
It's true. By the way, and I always call it, people laugh at me when I call it the Wakanda effect, but I was like, it's a very good lesson. I looked at it so much.
Yeah.
It's not like entertainment. It's protecting your own content, your own distribution. Everything has to be developed from here. So I want to get that content out because we do it amongst ourselves. But my mission statement for my new company is get it out to people to see.
Tell us a little bit about your company as we are wrapping up. Yes. So tell us about Grit Media. Even the name speaks for itself. Grit.
Yeah. We are willing to fight. So for me, my mission statement is just basically being able to be seen. Africa needs to grow. And I think also it was the same mission statement for CCP Africa.
Yes,
which was like, I want Africa to grow. And that has to be in content, that has to be in talent, because we are lucky to be alumni of the Emmy Award. Yeah. Why? I never saw a lot of African content then. And I kept on asking, how are we able to come into these Emmy Awards with our own content?
Yeah.
So that's what the things that we're trying to do. We want to rally the world to just start recognizing Africa. By the way, we are the next wave. Asia has done their thing. America has done their thing. India has been doing their thing.
Do you know,
it's
actually,
Africa's
most of the innovations have come from Africa?
Africa's time. Imagine I was trying to explain somebody how M-Pesa works.
Oh.
And I keep on saying, this is it. As we were way ahead of you guys. And I'm like, those are people who are seated with us. Our app developers here sitting with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're an app developer, how do we make the content work? Because our content is amazing. Right now, the biggest now it's winding up. The biggest story during the Grammys was that most of the songs that hit were not American songs.
Were African.
They were all African songs. But they couldn't say, oh yeah, we're nominating you into this category, best new artist. We couldn't be nominated. Why? We are changing the world. Right here, we are changing the world. And it's your job right now, whatever you're going to do next, think about how you're going to make sure Africa shines and how you can be able to impact that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, I could not have put it better myself, but I'm going to read Mother Tongue Superiority.
Whoa, okay.
Just a couple of SMSs that have been sent. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you so much for being on point, listening to us. Yeah. So, Kezzy, there are no names here, right? So this person says, you're such an inspirational speaker.
Aww, thank you.
I love the information that you have shared with us today. It's been incredible listening to you. The other one is from another number. Oh, this one is for me.
She looks pretty.
This one says, "Oh, Akeshi, thank you so much for bringing such informative and entertaining speakers to your show. I love it. I look forward to listening to more." Wow, thank you. Thank you, whoever you are. I'm just going to read one more because we're running out of time. This one actually has a name. It's Peter.
Oh.
Yes, he says, this is so incisive. I love the conversation. You guys look like you are buddies.
We are.
Yes, we are. We are. And we've worked together for a long time, and we continue to work together in different various capacities. So anytime you want to hear from me, you can also reach out to Kezzy or vice versa. So that's it. Let me just read one more. This one is just really exciting. So this one is coming from a guy called Morioki. I don't know why the names are now showing up now. And he says, it has been a fascinating discussion.
Yeah.
I just love hearing from both of you. You're both amazing. Oh, you see, you're both amazing ladies.
Yes.
And I'm looking for a job.
Ooh,
so I would love to work with you. So Morioki, you can Google us. You'll find our credentials and everything.
Actually.
So wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been fun. I feel like it was too short.
I know. Like we should keep going, right? Yeah. But you know what? I think what we need to do is I'll just bring you back over.
Yeah.
For another session, right?
Hopefully by that time I would have answered the question that you asked me, which was, how can I get African content to the world?
We'll do that together. We'll work on it together. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. You have been on Afri+CAN. Thank you to my wonderful guest who, at the very last minute, actually, I'll be honest, I changed locations and everything. So let me just be honest. And she was graceful enough to actually come to where I am. So thank you, Kezzy. Thank you for the amazing information that you have shared with us today. Thank you, Rogers. Rogers is squatting right here. If I could tilt the whatever, you'd see him squatting, literally. You know, just trying to make sure that everything is fine. The sound is perfect. The camera is great. And please subscribe to us. You know, click, view, whatever, like us. We are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, and also on the website. So please subscribe to us so that we can be able to bring you this nice, incisive information that is not preachy. You know, it's really about what we have been through, and we are just sharing our insights. So we welcome your questions. We welcome your suggestions. If you want me to talk to somebody next time, please let me know who you want me. The WhatsApp number, everything is listed there below. WhatsApp number, our hashtag Afri+CAN podcast and Afri+CAN. Please write into us. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. My name is Wageshi Murage, signing off today. Asante.
That was so much fun.
I told you it would be fun, right?
Oh, it was so